Another nice day to ride your skateboard. It's not that sunny though, but it has a good enough temperature for skating out. There's a lot of leaves too. Just some time to get outside. And of course, I forgot my helmet. That's why I'm using this. Now I feel naked without my helmet. You gotta always bring your helmet. Don't forget your helmet. Don't ever do that. Safety first. Okay, literally just when I said that, I hit a speed bump. Just literally when I said that I forgot my helmet, I hit that speed bump and I kind of fell. Didn't scrape anything though, but this thing can go really fast, really fast. What's kind of concerning though is that this lens right now that I'm holding is really heavy too. Not really heavy, but it's heavy enough. So I don't know, is this actually a vlogging camera? Vlogging lens? I don't know. You know, that got me thinking really. Like, there are now a lot of vloggers now these days on YouTube, and we all just don't know where to start. And of course, we don't even know what gear that we're supposed to be using. And right now I'm using this 24-240mm lens, and it's massive. It's really massive. And this thing is too heavy to carry, even for typical vlogging, traveling, doing whatever. So, what would be the best lens for vlogging? And of course, just the beginner types. Not those professional kinds. Just to make everything simple. So I went home, did my research on all different kinds of lenses, and there is so much to know about these lenses. Before we do these comparisons with these lenses, I just want to give you just a little bit of details on these different kinds of lenses. Because these lenses can be intimidating so much, just to make everything simple and quick. And prices range from $125 to $13,000. So sometimes you would see on lenses, right now I have the RF 24-240mm f4-6.3 IS USM. The millimeters determine the distance, or the focal length. This doesn't measure the actual length of the lens, but the distance from a point of the lens to the sensor. F means focal stop, the aperture. This allows light to come in, also determines how much is in focus in front and behind the subject. The IS is the image stabilizer. Of course, it stabilizes your image. Shocker. The USM is the ultrasonic motor. Sometimes you would see an STM, that would be the stepper motor technology. The differences between USM and STM is that USM is more of a professional grade and better for taking photos. STM are geared more towards better video. Right now, I have the RF 24-240mm, an RF 50mm, and an EF 28mm. As for the EF 28mm focal stop 2.8 IS USM, I'd have to use an adapter for that for my camera. So now I have all three lenses, and let's do a comparison with all three of them. This time we are using the RF 24-240mm. This is the f-stop focal 4-6.3, and of course this is the IS USM lens. And you'd be surprised of how far this camera is right now. It's at 20 feet away from me right now at 150mm zoom. And it looks great, it does. But I don't know if this is actually a vlogging camera if my arm is actually 20 feet. Okay, now I've readjusted the camera and I put it closer, and right now it's about 5 feet away from me, and it looks great still. 5 feet away from me, and it's if I recall, it's a 40 millimeter zoom. Yeah, it's on 40 right now, and it's great. It's great for interviews too, and looks pretty clear. I am still focused, I hope. I think it is. Yeah. Alright, I switched up a lens, and now this one's the 50 millimeter STM, focal stop 1.8, and this one costs around 200 bucks. And this one is still as the same as the previous lens, and it's 5 feet away from me, and you can still see a little bit of bokeh around me. This lens actually weighs around 35 pounds, and actually this lens was pretty great for low light, and I did some testing with some pictures, and it's great with pictures too. The one thing I do like about this lens is because it's STM, stepper motor. It's quiet for focusing, for video. So, and this is lighter. So this could potentially be a vlogging lens. You know, it's actually, if you had a cameraman that could record you, you know, 5 to 6 feet away, social distancing, it'll help too. The aperture on this thing is buttery smooth backgrounds. So the bokeh is really great for this lens. Not too much where it's not too noticeable from your background. So, I mean, you can still tell that I'm indoors, my house. So the gear type on this lens is the STM, the stepper motor technology. And it is quiet, for sure. It is quiet, and it's a continuous autofocus. Let's see how close I can get. There it is. So I'd say that this part right here will be good for vlogging, but it is too far. So that's that. Oh. Now this one is the EF lens, wide angled. Knowing that it's a wide angle, I'd suspect that you'd see most of my surroundings right there. This is actually around $600, this lens. So that's the wide angle. You could see a lot of things around me. And let me see if I put this closer. There. Now it is actually about 3 feet away. And this actually needs an additional mount for this camera, this EF mount for my EOS RP. Pretty close to the camera now, and I can actually hold on to the camera. So this is the type of lens that you would use for vlogging if you were want to vlog. The RF 24-240mm lens, that's nice to have for pictures, videos, and vlogging, as the distance from your holding your camera is good. My only downside is that it's massive. You'll probably get a zoom lens, but not as large as this one. The RF 50mm, it's a great camera for taking pictures with nice bokeh, buttery smooth bokeh. For video, it's great for those interview types. It's small, easy to bring, but for vlogging, not unless if you want to show your face in the entire screen. For the EF 28mm, it's a great lens for vlogging, it is, and for landscape photography. My only downside for this is that you can actually hear the autofocus. Probably keep the focus on manual so it locks on. So that is it for these three types of lenses. I hope I gave you some little insight at least between these three, if ever you do want to start vlogging, and let me know what you think. So that's it for this video, and I hope you like it. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.